Hello and welcome to Sirdork Live, and sorry for the little screw up in the beginning. I'm having some crazy technical stuff going on, but anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I see Fred and RJ and Linda and Stefan, Jordan, Jade Studios. People that I love seeing people that I recognize, and I love seeing the people I don't recognize. It's so awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I have a very awesome special guest here with me today. His name is William. He's right here. Will, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, dude. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good. The reason everyone watching, we were a little bit late. There's some type of, anyone who's familiar with OBS Studio, there's a big update that happened, and I did it right before we started, and I'm all screwed up. But so far things are going okay. And Will, can you see everything now?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's on a bit of a delay, but yeah. I can still see everything. You just got to kind of talk to me, guide me through the darkness or whatever.
I got you. And OBS, come on, what are you doing? But everyone who's here, thank you. Stephanie Gleason, Rod AZ, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And Will, just how are you doing, my friend? Tell us a little bit about you.
Me, I'm an upstate New York photographer, kind of like yourself, toy photographer. I didn't start out as a toy photographer. I was just a photographer. I've been doing it for like 10 or so years, 11 maybe. That's about it. Enjoying myself, having a good time, enjoying my kids.
Awesome. And you're an upstate New Yorker, which is cool.
Yeah.
So am I.
That's how I was literally just like YouTubing toy photography stuff, and one of your videos popped up, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then you said something about Toys in Action Con. I'm like, oh, it probably passed. And then I looked it up, and it was coming in like a month, and I was like, what? Never thought I'd get to go to one of those, and then I was part of it, so that was really cool.
Yeah, dude, you were absolutely amazing that's where we met, at Toys in Action.
Yep.
And you were an amazing you volunteered, and you were like so we had a little table basically with a bunch of dioramas for people to shoot and kids to shoot, and you were just amazing. You were the guy that like basically ran that whole table. I asked you, I was like, hey, do you want to do this? And you very gracefully said yes, and I was like, yes.
Of course.
So
that's awesome, dude.
I got a couple of images from there.
Okay.
And so I'm going to bring those up, and it might take a second for you to see, but
yeah, you just tell me what I'm supposed to be looking at, and I'll be able to react to it.
So everyone watching, this is basically what we had, and so there's a little table like this, and you're helping Rex. I'm pretty sure his name on Instagram is Rex Boy, and you're helping him with this beautiful diorama, and you're just like, and I heard from so many people that you were like, so
that was awesome. I see it now. Yeah, that was wicked awesome.
Many people.
It was so much fun, man, and I got. Mr. Stevie there he was kind of prowling around the outside, and he started following me on Instagram, and he said he started following me because of how I was interacting with the kids, which was really cool.
That's so awesome. Yeah. So yeah, he was one of the ones. So Steve Evans from Hasbro, he was one of the guys that came up to me and said
really cool.
that you were just super awesome, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And got a couple different pictures. Here's another one. This is with Colin, helping with the loom cubes, and this is that beautiful diorama from
the diorama, man. The dioramas were awesome.
So freaking awesome. And yes, hey Mario, I see you, my friend. I see you. But yeah, what an amazing experience, and it was so great to meet you, man. And then recently too, we saw each other at the
block party.
Yes, the toying around block party that was in
that was a lot of fun.
New York, and that was really cool. And I grabbed a thing, and so your daughter was there, and And so I got this I got a quick little video, and so she was like helping you out, and
Yeah, she was a big help.
yeah, and it's just like it was so cool to see like how like I don't know, like it just makes me think of like I can't wait to be a dad and like have my son or daughter or whatever do this kind of thing with me. I just thought that was so cool, and she was such a great sport.
Like she's been for a while now. She's saying she wants to be a photographer too now, so that's really cool.
Oh, that's
and yes,
so
Snapface, that. Yeah, and Snapface asked if it was an insightful imagery diorama, which it was, because he's phenomenal.
This is awesome. Yeah, he is absolutely freaking phenomenal. And so we were kind of just hanging out that day at this. It's basically like a mix between like it's like a con, like a Comic-Con
block party, man.
Yeah, it's literally a block party. It's like they literally block out the whole block, the street, and it's got like Comic-Con kinds of stuff and food and vendors. It's just like it's so fun. It's so cool. And so we were kind of hanging out there, and
that was killer.
Yeah, that was really cool. So okay, let's get over to. Man, I'm so out of whack with all this stuff. So I'm gonna pull up your Instagram now, and
okay, yeah.
Let's. So if you're not following Will already, you need to be following this man, because
I post some good stuff.
Because you post a lot of really great stuff, and I was so like
Thanks,
I went and I did a lot of scrolling today on your Instagram, because I knew you were a photographer before, and I went back, I think probably before your toy photography days, and just like so many just like great photos, and like a lot of really great self portraits too. And
yeah,
so,
I like self portraits.
Yeah, that was just I just love seeing those. So I definitely have some ones I'm gonna pull up and maybe talk about. But if you're not following Will already, WilliamWise518 here on Insta. He's at 645 right now. If you're not following him, Doomslayer, I see you in the live chat. Yes, and you know what? What you have to do right now is go follow William Wise. I will say your name if you go and follow William Wise right now. And thanks for watching, Doomslayer. So let's see here. And first shot I'm going to pull up here is the one I used for the thumbnail today. And this shot is just like, this might be my favorite of yours. It's so...
Yeah, honestly, it's my favorite recent shot. Like, it's
so immersive. So tell me about your setup and how you did this one.
It's literally just on my kitchen table with a pile of sand, and that's it. Like, awesome. I had one of those 24 the foam boards, and I put a bunch of sand on top of it, and I sculpted it how I wanted, and I put in just some little details there's on the far left there's the ghost face mask, and then I have Raphael's thigh and Leonardo's sword in there, and then I found this image on Upsplash of a red desert that I thought kind of blended in, and just did went to town with Photoshop. Okay,
so the background isn't it's not like a digital screen you had behind.
No. It's that one's all I put that in afterwards. It's literally like if I could find I should have put the behind the scenes pictures on this, but it's literally just sitting on my kitchen table with a couple lights, and that's it.
I was 100% convinced that you used like a digirama, like a screen behind, but this is like, that's even more impressive that this is 100% you just that's so
blending, and like a lot of blending, and a lot of color correction and stuff, and
that's it's fantastic. It's
definitely one of my favorite shots for sure.
So when you're planning on putting a background in post-production, how do you approach the actual setup of your photo and lighting and stuff like that, and trying to keep that in mind? Like, do you have like a type of mindset that you'll?
I kind of not really. It's a lot of the time it's kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and you know, a lot of my stuff isn't. I don't. This is one of the few times I've done like a digital background, because a lot of the times it's all
Right.
You know, in camera, like there, and you know, I work with what I have, and then I use my lights to however I can. But with this one, I knew exactly what I was going for, because I knew the comic and I knew the you know, the backstory on it, so I knew what I was looking for and what kind of colors I wanted and everything like that. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And did you have like? Did you already find this image before you set up, or did you find
No.
this image after you took the photo?
No, I just knew I needed like a red desert, and
Wow.
I mean, yeah, and upsplash, you know, Adobe stock photos. There's I mean,
Mhm.
there's millions of photographers, and someone had to have captured the picture I was looking for, you know.
That's
So-
crazy. Well, geez, well done. Yeah, this is such a freaking awesome shot. And RJ Stubbs says impressive.
Thanks,
and
man.
Snapface says he found you on Insta. That's great.
Right on.
Oh, and Linda has
Thanks, man.
a great question. She says, is that kinetic sand or is that real sand?
No, that's real sand. Literally, I have the rest. I bought a 50-pound bag of sand for this shot.
Did you
So-
really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was like $10, so it's not, you know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap. So
Yeah.
I did like a sandy shot. I don't remember what it was, and I bought real sand, and man, that was a pain. And I got a little sack of it. I think I went to Michael's and I got a little sack of it. I
Right
probably
on.
paid more for that tiny little sack than you did for the giant.
Yeah, I just went to I went to the farm and garden store in town,
Right.
and it's like a 50-pound bag of play sand, so it worked for what it was, man. You know.
The kinetic sand though is pretty cool. I did get some.
Yeah,
of that.
kinetic sand is awesome. It just happened to be that this sand was like wet, so it was even heavier, and
Oh.
it you know, it worked out.
It clearly worked out very, very well. So this next shot I'm bringing up here, this is the one that you used this one in the tournament that we
Yes.
had on here with the Doctor Strange, and so he's
Yeah,
opening up
yeah.
two different zombie comic universes, and it's just this is. I remember when the more I looked at this photo, the more became more and more impressed with it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love this one. I love this one too. I originally had a little bit of a different plan for it. I was trying to build. I think I told you ages ago that I was trying to build a cemetery diorama, and it didn't work out. And I was coming down to the wire on the tournament, and I really wanted to use this, so it kind of just happened, you know. But I think it came out great.
Oh, it came out so good. And a lot of the times when your plan ends up changing and you gotta like do something else instead, it ends up being for the best, you know.
Right. Yeah,
so much
it
for
was
the
cool.
best. So yeah, just walk me through this one a little bit, because I really want to hear it.
Yeah, this one's cool. This one was awesome. So my original idea, I picked up Strange Supreme. I had this idea in my head from the beginning that I wanted to, well, it changed a little bit, but I wanted Doctor Strange to be fighting, you know, himself, the dark version. And he's opening the dark Doctor Strange is opening up two different portals to two different multiverses. One being that of Marvel Zombies, and one being the Blackest Night storyline in DC. And he's pulling out two, you know, zombies to fight. Originally, I was going to have, I have a small version of the Necronomicon, and that was going to be floating next to him, and Doctor Strange was going to be standing next to Ash Williams, and it didn't. So it would have been like, you know, that would all like tied together, but it turned out good.
I think it turned out perfect.
In the back, I was just gonna say, in the back of each of those, like I don't know if you can zoom in at all, but like in the background of each of those is the respective, like in the back of Batman is Black Hand, or the Black Lantern in front of Bruce Wayne's grave, and in the back of Captain America is a bunch of the
Yep.
zombies charging forward. So it's just cool little details that I really like.
There's so many amazing, freaking fantastic details, man.
Thanks,
And
man.
I'm one of the things I was super curious about is the lighting on the ground. So you're under. It looks like you're underneath like an overpass or something.
I am underneath an overpass, yeah.
And the lighting on the ground. There looks like there's a lot of real sparks on the ground.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it?
So that's that. So the light. So yeah, tell me about the lighting on the ground and the sparks on the ground.
The sparks aren't real. The sparks and the circles aren't real. But I did have two lights set up, two like basically cheaper versions of Lume Cube panels pointed towards the setup is Cap and Batman are standing there, Doctor Strange is standing there, and Strange Supreme is being held up by a wire, being held by my daughter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and there's
Awesome.
two lights. There's two lights facing each of those guys, and I did the portal effect with some just some Photoshop know-how, and that's about it, honestly. And then a lot of burning and dodging and adjustments afterwards, and that's about it, man. And I changed the color. I did change the color on the sling ring portals because Strange Supreme's power is like this green energy, so I didn't want to make them orange like Doctor Strange's, so I just changed it up a little bit.
That's crazy, dude. And I when you said because Batman and Captain America are there, and I was like, oh, they're actually in this set, like they were actually standing there. I thought
they were standing there
completely. Wow, I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I went in and I cut it like behind them. I cut them out of the picture so I could have like it is kind of intricate editing afterwards.
It really is.
To have them behind the sling ring portals, but in front of the images behind them. You know what I mean? And then also like look like they're coming from each of those places respectively. So
yeah, man. It's very, very impressive. And
thanks, man.
Yeah, it's super. And First Strike, how's it going, man? He says this shot is super well thought out. So yeah,
man, thanks.
You definitely needed to have a vision
it was in my head for a long time.
I love that. That happens with me a lot too, where I'll have these pictures in my head for like literally months or more, and
I know that feeling.
That really helps because then by the time you're setting it up, you're like, okay, I know exactly what to do. I need to put this here, put this here, put this here, and it helps to stew on stuff sometimes.
Visualization, man.
Yeah, it really, really does. And so I'm super curious to hear about your hit, or just how you learned so much with Photoshop. Like, how did you get to be so good? Like,
well, it's actually how I got into photography. Okay, so I was on like Photoshop. It was like I was in probably like 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere early school, and I just got a copy of Photoshop, and I just started editing like photos, just messing around and playing with it, and then YouTube, honestly, watching tutorials, watching other people do their stuff, watching, learning and seeking stuff out. And, that's about it. And then that led into me wanting to edit my own photos, which is why I got into photography.
Oh, okay. I see. Wow. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's it's almost like the opposite for I feel like a lot of other people, because you're like, okay, I'm taking these photos, now I gotta edit them. So what do I do now? Okay, Photoshop. But you were just kind of messing around with stuff, and that's how you. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, editing is like my favorite. Like during any part of the process, like not just toy photography, but like just my regular, like wedding. Like I'll shoot a wedding or something. And this editing is like my favorite part because I can just like I get in the zone, and I'll start at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night editing, and I look at my watch and it's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, wow. Well, I don't know what happened. That's
so cool. I would definitely have to say I haven't always been this way, but I've really started to enjoy the editing process more and more. Right. With photos and with videos too, but that's so cool. That is so cool, and it's totally self-taught.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
the man.
Completely.
That's
Yep.
super impressive. So, this is another really awesome shot of yours that I love. I love this shot, and
Yeah.
just like, so yeah. Tell me about it. Just
This is another one of my like favorite shots. This is the first time I ever like used like I guess practical effects. My buddy Stefan helped me with this one because I got a cinder block and I kind of just smashed it up a bit, and I built these like little ruins around them, and I covered them in gasoline and lighter fluid.
yeah.
And then I had him light it up and then squirt some more lighter fluid onto it, and I got the shot. This shot is probably, I had like 4 different, I won't say 4, I had like 5 to 10 shots of this shoot, like of this pose like this, but this one was just my favorite because the way like the fire like licks up around his wrist, and
His
it looks
wrist.
like, it looks like he's on fire, and then like, I don't know, it's just awesome. And then I added the little green kryptonite there in the end, and I added,
Yep.
I did a lot of editing on this one too. Got his eyes glowing, and the sparks are added. The sparks going up are added in afterwards.
Oh wow, really? I would
Yep.
never would have
See?
guessed.
That's the point. That's the point, man.
Yeah, you are definitely a master of adding, like, because sometimes I love seeing digital effects all the time. I wish I could do it, and sometimes I'll see it and be like, wow, those digital effects look awesome. But when you
Right.
get to the point where you don't even know that there are effects in it, that's when you knew you did a good
Right.
job.
Exactly.
And that's
Yeah, the fire is very real. And I thought I wanted to do fire with this Jokerized Superman, just because, like, I mean, look at his cape, looks like it's burnt. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and it's just such a cool figure that I really wanted to do something with fire and, like, Batman being defeated and whatnot, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's the next thing I was gonna say was the burnt up, the holes in the cape really compliment.
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Yeah, man, you're
Thank you.
killing it, dude.
Thanks, dude.
And this one too. This was your this was the, which one was this? It was just for one of the challenges, and I can't even remember what the egg challenge. This is for the egg challenge.
My serial killer one?
Yep. Yeah, this was this was also one of my favorites of yours, and this is almost right after I think we really started to like get in contact with stuff, and so and I saw you post this one. I was like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites, dude. Like,
it's so good, and
I just love it.
and it's funny. It's funny. Like, I love photos that like are visually beautiful, and it looks great. Everything looks good, and then you can see stuff, and it makes you go, huh. Oh, excuse me, but it can make you. I see what's going on, and it's a little story. And no, I think you did. This is such a great job. And man, that breakfast looks so good.
It was good, man. It was good. I mean, it was super cold, and I didn't eat it because it was like, it took me an hour and a half to get this shot, But like,
you didn't throw it in the microwave.
I mean, one of the kids probably ate it. I don't know.
That's good. That's really good.
And I was actually surprised because at Toys in Action, I was walking around, and this picture was put like up on in a poster.
Yep.
It was a community winner. I didn't even know. No one told me. I showed up and I was like, wait a minute, I know that picture.
Yes, that was the community spotlight winner.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Chosen by the CEO herself of Learning
that's
Journeys.
awesome.
But,
super cool.
And I mean, I see why she chose it. So, because it's a freaking awesome picture.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's so good. And so tell me, how often do you end up shooting, like with toys, for instance? Like, how often?
Toys,
do you shoot?
I would like to shoot a lot more, but it's tough sometimes just because I have a day job. Well, I should say night job. I work overnights, so
Okay.
I'd like to try and shoot once a week, because or else I kind of just start to go a little crazy, and I don't like that. I like shooting, and
Yeah.
I think it's about once a week though. I think these are some of my other pictures you're looking at, just some of my other work.
Yeah.
I think the first one I did was like at the beginning of the pandemic, which was this was a great one. This was I was doing 52 frames, which is a weekly photo contest, I guess you could call it. It's more
okay.
like a challenge thing where you just like challenge yourself to do a theme every week. And this one was Trapped, I think. They give you a prompt and then you just follow that. And this one was Trapped.
Awesome. I was just gonna say, I mean, that's what a great way to take that theme of Trapped, whatever. But this is just such a great photo.
Thanks, man.
This is when I was scrolling down. I was like, let me find a good like photo of him so then I can use it for the thumbnail. And I was like, oh, there's a bunch of good ones. And I was like, this has got to be the one. This has got to be the one.
Yeah, I love this one. This is like this one. I have this blown up in my house, 24 by 36.
Oh, really? Yeah. This is this is so good. And so was this on a tripod?
Yeah, I had it sitting on a little tripod on the ground, and you know, I had my kids get out all their stuffed animals, and I just, you know, bury me, and then I'm gonna try and get away, and you guys try to stop me. And I think I had an intro. What's it called? Interval. I can't say the word. Interval thing that takes pictures over a period of time.
Oh.
Interval meter. Something I can't.
Cool.
It's like built into the camera.
I've never used that.
Every like 3 seconds, it would take a picture, and this was the best one out of the bunch. So
that sounds like a really useful tool, because I needed to do that, because I was doing a self kind of portrait just like the other day for a thumbnail that and I kept running back to the camera, doing the timer, then running back, then running back.
You have a Canon, right?
I do. The main one I use is a Sony.
Sony.
For a while,
that's your problem, man.
I'm sure there's probably some thing in there somehow.
Well, I mean, I know Canon has the Camera Connect where you can use your phone as a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, and I have a remote I usually use, but I forgot my remote. So that was it. But
got it.
So First Strike in the live chat has a question. It says, "Question: do you like toy photography or other styles like this one more?"
That's really tough, man, because I got into photography, like I said, for the editing, but I grew to love photography, and the reason I find myself continuing to do photography is because I really, really love connecting with people, and I really love giving people moments that they can keep. You know what I mean? So like, I'll shoot a wedding, or I'll shoot some family portraits, and those people have it forever. And you know, that's about it, man.
That's really cool.
It's hard. I can't pick. It's hard because toys tap into one side of my, you know, my brain, and the, you know, family photography taps into the other side, I guess.
That's awesome. And well, luckily you don't have to pick, really. I mean, you can do both forever.
Yeah, exactly.
But for the sake of First Strike's question, you could just say both.
I'll say toys.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. First Strike.
But people pay more. I'll say that.
That's true. Toys don't pay anything. I mean, they just fall over. That's all they do.
Right. I have to pay them.
Yeah, literally. So I got this one here. Was this your first toy?
No, my first toy photo. That was my first. I don't even know if that was my first NECA, but like that was my first. That was just Ghostface, and I love Scream so much, and I finally was able to pick him. Yeah, I picked him up when I started to really get serious about toy photography, I think. And my first toy photo is way further down on the list. It's a little action shot of like Captain America, Deadpool, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. But this one, this was just like, you know, I wanted to really get into it, and I saw him at the store, and I was like, I can't not buy it because it's just awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a great figure.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Here we go. This is it. This is the one. We got Captain America lifting Deadpool and Iron Man. Yep. This is absolutely incredible for your first toy photo.
That was like my first real go at it.
This is fantastic. And then so this was June of 2020. This was definitely in the heart of the
pandemic. When the pandemic hit, and like I was just kind of at home. I couldn't do anything else photography related, because everyone was kind of like,
Right.
backing off of interacting with people, and so I kind of just turned to what I had around, and I was like, and I started looking at people, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I really want to do this. Like,
Cool.
this is fun.
So did the idea come first because you were like in the pandemic and you needed something to shoot, and you're like, I got these Marvel figures, and then that's where the idea of toy photography came, or did you see it online first and then you kind of?
I think it kind of happened at the same time. Like, I think I was thinking about it, and then I saw more people doing it, and I was like, that's really cool. And I had these guys and I hadn't had them out on display or anything. I just had, these are guys I've had for a long time, where I think, I don't know, a couple years I've had them just in a box somewhere, because I had maybe in the past thought about doing toy photography, but then I kind of just was like, it's I'm not going to even bother trying. And then the pandemic kind of just gave me the push, so to speak.
All right. Well, it all worked out. It was basically destiny for it to work out exactly the way it did. But for you to, and JT Rawson in the live chat just says wow, and it's like, yeah, for this to be your first toy photo, this is amazing. This is like what I feel like I took toy photos like 3, 4, 5 years in, and I didn't take them as good as this one. And I'm being completely serious. I'm not even joking about that.
Thanks, man.
There's so much going on. So there's like, looks like there's some practical things flying around.
Yeah, there's some dust flying, and there's also a lot of photoshopping there too. There's some dust hitting on right by Cap's feet. There's some like debris flying off,
Gotcha.
And obviously the glow from the arc reactor and the repulsor blast is all Photoshop. But that's about it. And then there's some smoke and stuff in there, but that's about it.
That is so impressive. And you're obviously a freaking fantastic artist. This one is so cool. What a cool idea. Was this also a part of the okay, you probably can't see. This is the clock in the river.
Yeah, oh yeah, my time that yeah.
So was this part of the challenge?
That was a 52. Yeah, I think in the caption I might say, what the challenge was.
Challenge this week was water. There you go.
Yeah, that was it. Time flowing like a river,
Yeah, so cool. I mean, the idea is really cool, but it's also just like a beautiful photo. The lighting is awesome, and it's just like the I don't know, the way you have it all placed is I don't know. This is just really cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I was super happy to have to have scrolled down this far. This is the next one where it looks like your daughter's. She took a spoonful of hot sauce. Yep,
that was trying something new. She was trying hot sauce that night.
This is so great. Yeah, there's so many good.
Yeah, the 52 frames was really cool, and it really helped me expand my horizon and my thoughts and my just to try stuff that's different and expand my mind essentially to try new things.
It really, I can tell, like, it really is awesome how it just kind of helps your brain, and that's always my goal for when I do the challenges. And
I like that. There's one. Yeah, I was gonna say there's another Gorgu. Did I say that right?
Grogu.
Yeah. There's another one right below that one. That was for I think I can't see what the.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's That I like that one a lot.
Yeah, this is great, and he's using the Force to make the. Did you have any help with this one?
Around.
Did you have any help from any helpers?
That one was mostly practical. I set a timer on that one, and I dropped them, and then I also did some. I added some leaves in there afterwards. Actually, that's layering. I did a whole bunch of drops. I did a whole bunch of drops with him. And then I kind of just masked it and that sort of deal.
Yeah, perfect. It's literally perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna scroll back up to some toy stuff here.
Yeah.
I do. You know, I remember this one being posted. This is you got Raphael. He's in the trench coat.
Yeah.
And you got the fog and stuff behind him. The lighting is so
that's
great.
practical. That's practical. That was a smoke bomb I had, and
nice.
And that's that. I think that was my second or third. Like, you can see like there's a progression of like my skill and like my confidence. I guess.
I was gonna say how comfortable you are with certain things.
And I really like this shot because it's like, you know, there's just you can like you can't tell this is on the concrete patio of my apartment. You know, it kind of looks like yeah. It's just like on a slab of concrete out in front of my house at night. And the way I have the lights set up, I feel like it could be in like an alleyway or something, a part of New York City you don't know about. Like, Shredder has Splinter hostage, and it just, you know,
totally does. And there's a little bit of bokeh in the background too.
Makes
it looks like you're in the city. Yep. That's so cool. Yeah, very well done. These are all so like, and that kind of progression where you're talking about, where you can totally see that. Right. And it's so fun to see.
And there's another one right next to this one, I think, of my 80s crossover that I really love.
Yeah, yep. I was gonna go right to that one next. Okay, so we've got the Ghostbusters, Raphael, and that's Rocksteady, I think, right? Or is that Bebop?
I always mix them up.
I always mix them up. Someone in the live chat, help us out.
Who's the one in the back? Is it Bebop? I can never remember, man. I can never remember.
My Ninja Turtle knowledge is crappy anyway. But no, this shot is so cool. And when I'm looking at it, I see them in like they're in the sewer, and there's a light coming like from, I don't know what, like a manhole cover or something.
Right.
And so,
but it's on a little table in my living room.
Yeah, the lighting is incredible. I mean, it looks like there's just like that one light source, but the way it's just like hitting the edges of the figures, especially the Ghostbuster on the left here. I think is that Dan Aykroyd? Yes, Dan Aykroyd's character. That's Catherine Pugh says it's Bebop. Thanks, guys.
Bebop. Okay, Bebop. Right on.
Thanks. And Anonymous Dude, thank you. And everyone who's here, thank you guys. Thank you guys. And if you're enjoying the video, please make sure you drop a little like on here, for sure. And if you're not already following this guy, William Wise, you better go and follow him now. Obviously, you're not going to regret it. Everything we're scrolling through here is just absolutely beautiful stuff.
And I like the thing about this shot I like is just like how Raphael is supposed to be this, like, you know, big tough guy, but he's like working with the Ghostbusters and he's got his size in like a cross, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
He's just like walking through.
That's great. That's amazing. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so great. I really like legitimately just having a fantastic time just scrolling through.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, this is cool. So I got this shot here with all the Iron Mans.
Yeah.
And then the this is like the
Ironmonger.
Right.
Obsidian Stain.
And it's almost like all of the Iron Mans are zombies, right?
That was the idea. Yeah, that was the idea.
That's all due to posing.
Yeah. So that was 100% the idea.
Well done. Yeah, you definitely got the point across.
Yeah.
So so do you actually have all of these Iron Mans, or
those are all actual figures. My buddy, I put out a call and I was like, look, I'm really getting into, you know, toy photography, and if anyone has any, you know, anything that's just sitting in a box somewhere that you're not using, I could really use it. And my buddy came through and he had this box literally filled. These guys are like the 3-inch figures, and the Ironmonger's like 6-inch.
Oh.
And they're just like, he had like 20 of them.
Wow.
And so that's what it turned out with. And I will say it was absolutely frigid that day because I think it was in the beginning or middle of winter.
Oh, wow.
It sucked.
Yeah. And do you know, or I'm always curious and to see like how, was this one of the smoke bombs that you used on the back of this one?
No, that's smoke. That's more smoke of like I had a couple smoke bombs in reserve, and that's more smoke because, like I said, this is just in my driveway. So
Right.
I wanted to give it to look like it was kind of like a smoke signal, like an emergency sort
Oh,
of like
cool. Yeah,
flare thing,
absolutely.
like an extraction flare or whatever, and
Absolutely. Yeah, it
that's what I was going for.
100% looks like that. And I'm always curious if the smoke bombs or even anything you're using, like if it's fog or something, if if it's different in the cold weather.
I mean, I would assume it would probably wouldn't dissipate as much. I didn't like just because it was or maybe it would. I don't know. It didn't.
Right.
It seemed to stick to the ground real well, and it was cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. It's such a great shot.
Thanks.
Sorry, I was being asked if the cats have been fed yet.
Oh.
And they had not been fed. And I love this one. You got Hal Jordan up here, and I'm huge. I love Green Lantern.
Oh, me too. Green Lantern was I was out of comics for a long time, and Blackest Night brought me back in with the just the zombie aspect of it and everything like that. They brought me back in.
That's one of my favorites as well, for sure. So it seems like for the most part, you're like Marvel, DC, and then some horror and like some Turtles.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of my NECA as we speak. I'm in the process of, because they're cool and everything, but it's like they're not very posable, and I haven't used them in a very long time, and I want to get more into like even beyond like I was thinking about selling my collection of my McFarlane DC figures because I want to get more into like Mayfex and like the nicer, higher end figures.
Definitely.
Just because they're better.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't like the scale problem that I always have with McFarlane. I put a McFarlane Reverse Flash next to a Marvel, anyone, or Magneto, and Flash is towering over him.
Yeah, I agree. That is, yeah.
It's annoying, and it's like I just want to get like, because I feel like 1/12 is like the universally accepted scale. So
yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the DC's always had like a trouble with scale for a while, and now they seem like they're in a good place with McFarlane, and I'm happy with them too. Yeah. But yeah, I do wish they were like at the same
6-inch.
Yeah, I agree. I would like that very much. And Anonymous Dude says, "Collect what you love, bro."
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. I do love DC. DC is my jam pretty much, but like they're killing me with the size.
Yeah,
I can't. Like I want to use them. I would love to use DC and Marvel together, but it's so hard to like. If and when I do, I have to like force perspective by like, I mean, having the Marvel character closer to the screen or, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So once you do delve into getting some Mafex stuff like that, then the scale problem should hopefully be pretty good.
Right, and I'm aiming. So I'm really wanting to get. My first one that I've been having my eye on is the Mafex Hush, the Batman. So nice.
Yeah, he's great. I have him as well. He's he's pretty freaking awesome. He's so nice. This shot here, I brought this one up because this legitimately looks like a product photo. Like,
right.
It looks,
I said it was a PR shot because they're out of the shadows into the limelight. You know what I mean? It felt like the turtles coming out of the shadows and needing some good publicity, so they went for a photo shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the lighting is so every figure has a perfect like rim light around them, which is just like
right on.
I feel like that's tough when you got four subjects like that,
Yep. And what I did with that to do that was I had my camera. I think I set it on. It was probably like a 3-second exposure, and I used my my light panel, and I just went over the top of them once or twice, and it just like lit everyone perfectly.
Perfect. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how great stuff comes out when like just like that's basically light painting for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Killed
Well, that's
it,
what photography is, man. That's what photography means. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, like the Latin breakdown is photo and photography or whatever, and it means painting with light.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is like you're awesome, dude. There's so much stuff I'm learning from you today. This is so. I'm not even kidding. And
Right on.
JT in the live chat says turtles times pizza equals heart. Okay.
Yes. 100%.
Yes. That's correct. So you got that math question right.
What I like about another thing I like about this shot a lot is like how everyone, you know, Leo, Donnie, and Raph are serious, and Mikey's just like looking off to the side with his thumbs up, waving.
Yes. Yeah, you really added their personality into the way you posed each one, which that's a whole part of like even a photo like this, you know, it's not like a scene of like action or stuff happening, but there's still so much thought and approach to, you know, adding the personality to each character, and that's you know, that's such a huge thing. So yeah, dude, I love that.
Thanks, bud.
And Snap Phase agrees. He says, "I didn't know it meant painting with light. Yeah. I learned new things." Same here, man.
Well, think what is it? Photography, like cartography, like, you know, cartography is like, you know, making maps or whatever, like drawing maps, and photo is light, so it's, you know, painting, drawing with light.
Yeah, it's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And so this one here, this was one you took, I think this was at Toys in Action. Yep.
That was the first time I got to use my is that the zombie cap and Doctor Strange? Yeah. Love that one. And I used my phone for that, which I literally never use my phone. So it was kind of like stepping outside my comfort zone a little bit.
Cool.
And I think it came out awesome.
It came out really awesome. Yeah. And probably my favorite part about it is the little shadow that Captain America's foot has.
Yeah.
I love that, and it's such a very and also just the shadow, not the shadow, but I guess the way the light on the ground from the window, it just has that perfect
coming in through the
has that perfect kind of shape coming down.
Yeah. Because I used a bit of the aerosol we had there.
Yep. And
there was a loom cube set up right outside the window, pointing downward, coming in, and it just came out dope. And inside, but I can't stress enough how much like Insightful Imagery's diorama made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's his
like, his artwork inspired me to do my own diorama setups. Like I'm starting to build and like starting to do it.
Right. I was gonna and I'm definitely gonna get to that. I'm excited to talk about that. But so one thing that I'm thinking about now, as you did, so you had the loom cube, and so you held the loom cube kind of up at a more above angle towards the window, so then it would get that impression on the ground, as opposed to just sticking it right at the window where it wouldn't get the impression on the ground. It would get it off to the wherever, and that's so interesting. Because every once in a while, this diorama is upstairs right now. Every once in a while, I'll fart around with it, and I never think about putting the light above like that. I love that idea. It makes it feel like a scary movie kind of thing.
If you just like throw some, you know, atmosphere into that right by that window, and then just move the light around that window, and you'll see all the different kinds of you'll see it. It's like.
Yeah,
you can. It's crazy. What just the positioning of lights can do for the mood and whatever. I wish honestly, I wish this was a little darker, and I wish I shot it in RAW so I could have made it a little darker. So can you imagine this shot if he was only backlit maybe from that light coming in and the light it would look like it was on a horror movie, you know?
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah. So you're And also, everyone who's seeing this photo and like, wow, this is cool. This photo, this was taken in the middle of a convention center with all these above, yellow fluorescent lights
Awful
from above.
lights.
Yeah, literally the worst type of lighting you could possibly get for creative photos like this, at least. So that's how impressive this is. So yeah, and Snapphase also says, I learned from insightful imagery too. He'll teach you and help you make your own stuff. Yeah,
he's great.
I'll pop into his live streams every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from him. I learned a really cool concrete technique to like make concrete on these foam boards. It's just like layers and layers and layers of like washes to make it look like concrete. That's how he gets that effect on to make it look like concrete, and it's incredible.
So cool. Yeah, I could definitely learn a thing or two for. As far as dioramas and stuff go, I'm shooting and making them. I'm not. I'm very, very. Like, I never do it, so I'm like, I gotta do it to learn.
Yeah, man, that's literally how that's what I'm in the process of doing, is learning and doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you were telling me about these last time I saw you at the Toying Around block party, and so they're obviously, these look awesome and they look like fantastic props, but they're even more awesome when you hear the story behind them.
Yeah, they're literally dollar store slime canisters. like they're just dollar store slime canisters that are painted up and buffed up and like scratched up and dinged up, and I don't remember where I saw it or had the idea for it, but I saw that and I was like, okay, and then I did it and I'm like, this is so easy, and it adds so much to like my shots. I'm like, it's crazy. Get a couple of these, some acrylic paint, and some sandpaper, and I did it, and they're awesome, man.
Yeah, the sandpaper is such a. I mean, the texture, you did a great job with the texture, but dollar store
slime containers.
So crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing how much good stuff you can find at the dollar store, and
that is incredibly accurate.
And this was like a Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. And do these dolls in the background here? Are there any plans for those?
No, those are my daughters, and she was just like all up in my business. And if you go to the next page of that, I think you can see the finished version of them.
Yeah, they look really good, and the mix of colors that you added to it almost feels like some rust, kind of. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Really good. And is this like that gunmetal color that you've got on the right here?
It's just a silver metallic paint that is so cool when you're working with it. Like I put it on on the red barrels or the yellow barrels specifically. I put my base coats down, let it dry, and then as I'm brushing on the silver, it literally, like as I'm doing it, it's so weird. It looks like I'm melting the paint away from the top, and like the metal is shining through.
That's so cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And even though I know it's not, I know I'm applying that on top of the other paint. But the way how it looks so realistic, it's really cool. It's just literally silver metal paint from Walmart for $1.50.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all it is.
For a while I was really like scared to like get into painting stuff because I didn't know anything. I don't even know what, but just like go to the Walmart. Just go to Walmart and just like there's a whole wall.
$10.
Just paint.
Take $10. Go to Dollar Tree and Walmart. Get some paint brushes and some paint and a couple of these and just try it out. You know.
It's very fun. It's very, very fun too. And I have 2 of these barrels that you gave me when we were there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And one of them,
so cheap. They're so cheap to make and so much fun to make. Like, why not? Like, I want to share the wealth, you know?
Yeah, and you put like a dent in one of the ones you gave me too, which is really cool.
Yep. Oh, I will say this. If you're going to try it and take off there's usually um, stickers on it.
Mm.
Best practice is to heat it up with a hair dryer till it's like if you're holding it, heat it up as much as you can, like until you can't hold it anymore, and it should peel right off without leaving any sticky residue or anything.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's a great tip with blow dryers. I use my girlfriend's blow dryer all the time.
Right on.
And Doomslayer, tell your son Mason that I said hey, and thank you guys both for watching. For real. And so this is the shot that your daughter helped with that I had that video of in the beginning.
Yep.
This is the shot that she, and the dollar bills came out perfect.
Yeah, they did. I did I think 3 or 4 shots of it, and it's a lot of masking and proper placement of there's probably 4 or 5 layers I use of the dollar bills falling to make it look just like I wanted it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's like one of my most I need that technique for so many of the photos I do too. It's just like that's essential for me.
Yeah, I need to learn how to. Your lighting, man, is just crazy. Like I've tried that. I've been watching it, and I'm like, the way you get my favorite thing in a lot of your pictures that I've noticed is like the specular dang, you know what I mean? Like the light on the corners, I don't want to say sun flares on the. It's hard to explain, but I just love that the way you edit.
Thanks.
Your light.
Thanks a lot, man. I use the I often whenever I finish editing a photo, I go and I use the lens flare filter in Photoshop.
Okay.
And I'll just stick them in anywhere that is already kind of bright, and they'll blend it right in, and just adds a nice little shine to it.
Right on, man.
It's I feel like I do it too much because I'm like, how many lens flares can I put in here? Yeah, I just finished editing my photo today for the floating challenge, and I added a couple of those.
Right on.
I feel like I could learn so much from you with Photoshop.
Likewise.
So much.
I am learning, it's cool.
Same. We're always learning. And hey, Toy Stories, I see you there. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks, dude.
And so more building your own stuff here. These are propaganda posters, wanted stuff.
Yeah, it to me, that's the next step for me to really elevate myself is the details, because the details in some of these, some of the people I really follow are where it's at. That's what makes the photos.
Yeah.
You can get a great shot of Batman standing there and he looks good, but if there's a poster, a wanted poster in the background, or a newspaper blowing in the wind going by, I don't know, it just adds so much for me.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I totally get that. Just it's just an already great photo, and if you can add other things in it that your eyes can point to, and especially if they're little nods or references to things you love, like Batman, stuff like that.
Right.
And I love the wanted Batman symbol. I'm pretty sure, and I could totally be wrong, that's from the Arkham Origins,
I think. Yeah.
A lot of people hated that one. That was my favorite one.
It was cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, that was a great one. And so here we go. This was the start of your brick wall. 90% done with my first dia wall, and I'm really happy with it. Thanks to insightful imagery and random diorama. I'm not familiar with random.
He's
diorama.
Another really great creator who I learned a lot of my cutting technique and scaling from him. He's really great.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I'm gonna have to check him out. This wall looks fantastic, and I love how there's every so often there's a brick that's kind of indented a little more.
Yeah.
That's so realistic.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, the final product looks so good.
Yeah, it came out really great, and I used it in a couple photos that I have up there too.
Yeah,
So
and there it is in action. Ah,
yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
I have another panel that I'm planning on building to like do a 2-wall, thing. And I've just been putting off actually doing it.
You know what I'm thinking would be a really cool idea to use with this is if you were to get like the Joker, and obviously I know you've got a Joker, and do like a because this I'm thinking of like the classic like stand-up comedian background.
Right. Yeah.
If you had like a microphone with the Joker,
that's a really great
and
idea.
Like a spotlight on him or something.
That's a fantastic idea.
I feel like that would be perfect for you.
If you go back to my main page, I think there's something sort of similar.
Oh, absolutely.
I really love that idea, and I'm definitely stealing that and going to do it.
Yes, awesome, cool. I legitimately can't wait to do that, or I can't wait to see you do that.
Yeah.
And so the background looks amazing, and the lighting is fantastic. I love how you can just barely see enough of like his nose and mouth to see like the Joker's face. And there's some of the newspaper and stuff with it. There's little details. Right. There's little details.
I regret awesome. I did a little bit of a Mod Podge on the paper in his hand because I wanted it to be a little flexible and stuff, but I regret it because the shine from the light kind of wipes away what is there, and it's a paper that says Wayne family slaughtered or something like that. Wayne family murdered.
Yeah, I can see it.
So it's like,
Oh, I see. Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's still good, but I wish I didn't. But it's like a sheet of paper like this. I could just print out another copy and do another.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly. So awesome, dude.
Excellent.
And this one here, this Batman. This is I'm pretty sure you got this from one of the guys at Toys in Action.
Yes, the battle damage bat.
Paul Brando, that's the name, right?
Yes, he is phenomenal, man. His customs are super cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Like, he's right here, and he's just like
nice.
He's so cool, man.
Yeah, he's
the wire cape, like
the cape is fantastic. Yeah, he used to live in the same apartment complex as me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so he lived in an apartment complex, and I would always be outside shooting my toys, and he, being an action figure customizer, stuff like that, he was obviously interested. He'd be like, hey, what are you doing, man? And I'm like, I'm just doing this. Yo, I got a bunch of this stuff up here, and so that's how we kind of, and I reached out to him, like, dude, you should have a table at Toys in Action.
Yeah, that's where I met him, and I was like, man, he was showing me I saw some of his custom work, and I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah. I would really love to get some of this done. We got it done, and I love this shot. This shot specifically, like this Batman, it's from the Three Jokers line from McFarlane, and it's not the Dark Knight Returns Batman, like, but it gives off that vibe for me.
Yeah, it's beefy.
Like, yeah, exactly. It just, God, I love that shot. That's a digital background. That's my television in the background.
Ah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Awesome. Yeah, it looks really good.
That's my TV in the background. I got everything, all the colors to match, real nice. I've always been scared of using like a digital background like that, like a monitor or something, because whenever I tried it in the past, I would always see the lines. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know how to.
Like the lines
so
in the screen.
Right.
Yeah, that's hard. And I think it depends, because I've used TVs and then I've also used like computer monitors. And whenever I've used computer monitors, they seem to not have that type of lines quite as much.
I think it's also distance between the screen and the thing you're shooting. And I learned that, and I think it came out pretty great.
It came out really. It's 100% convincing, and the lighting is what your lighting matches so perfect. And there's like kind of like a haze kind of feel.
Yep. I put a haze over everything just to kind of like bring it all together.
Yeah, that was a really great touch. That really helped for sure. And so the ground you're using is this one right here, what you made.
Yep.
So
That's
cool.
it. Yeah, that was fun. I'm always nervous to start working on something because I don't want to mess it up. And but I kind of just went with this one, and I think it came out really great. And I still kind of want to edit it a little bit. Like, I want to put I have some Spanish moss I bought from Walmart that I kind of want to make some cracks and put in the cracks, growing through and stuff.
That's a
and
cool idea.
Maybe tear out a couple chunks out of it, and then just I don't know, maybe some explosion marks and stuff.
That's a really cool idea. Yeah, the moss growing. Wow, I love that. I just love moss. I just love moss.
Yeah.
So actually, Toy Stories has a really great question for you. And so going back to the Batman shot, he says, "How did you manage to not get the reflection of your lights on the TV?"
Because I had them angled away from it, so that was hard. That was super hard because I was trying to what I did was I had it one away from above him, but angled slightly towards him, and just enough, literally just enough. I had him on a tripod, and I had my phone in my hand set up with my trigger, so I could snap the picture, and I just had it angled ever so slightly forward to I would have it, until I couldn't see it in the screen, and that's when I snapped it.
Yep.
That's actually a really good question.
It's such a good question, and it's such a difficult part about shooting with a diorama.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just make sure that if you haven't pointed at your screen, just turn them the other way.
Yeah.
And then usually that will make the figure look even cooler too when you get the figure backlit like that.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And Linda makes a really cool idea as well. Going back to the floor, and you're talking about using moss and stuff. She said you can use spices like parsley.
Not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all.
Some glue.
Yeah, I literally. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Put some Mod Podge down and then sprinkle some.
Yeah.
Oregano or some Italian seasoning. Yeah. And that would probably look really good, actually.
Yeah, it's like a you can probably get a little bit more control that way.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Potentially.
All right, give me 1 sec. I'm trying to find right next to me. I have.
It's got it.
Yep. See.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's called reindeer moss, and I bought it at Walmart. A year ago, and I still haven't used it. So
I honestly I'm legitimately excited to see where it goes when you start just I want to see the progression of this diorama. I'm so excited.
It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there.
It's already there, but it's just gonna keep getting better. And so this other thing you told me about is these $1.30 at Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree again, man. They're awesome. They're so awesome.
And I have one palette like this, and I got it from a stack of Post-it notes.
Post-its, right.
And
I actually went in after the fact, after I made this video, and I used real just wood stain on them, and
oh wow, that looks really good.
Actual stain, and I think they look awesome.
Yeah, that looks really, and the nice work with the broken pieces too.
Thanks, man.
And yeah, the stain works well. I think the one I did, I burned it. I used a lighter to burn it, but the stain looks way better.
Yeah.
I feel like some burning and staining might look cool. But...
Yep. I have. That's 100%. I have a few spots where I did burn it with a torch I had, and it looks really awesome.
And so this shot is just everything together. You've got your floor, you've got your wall, you've got the pallets, and you've got your barrels.
Yeah, it's all coming together, man.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's we're taking our own little kind of journey.
Yeah.
Just as it progresses, so cool.
That one I like a lot. I love this shot a lot. This is my most recent shot that I've done. I haven't done anything since then, just because my regular job gets in the way. But after tonight is my first night off for the week, so I'm probably gonna plan on something tomorrow.
Cool. You got anything in mind?
I have this one shot that I have in mind, but I can't do it until I get. I'm 99% of the way there, but I need one more figure that is kind of hard to get a hold of. So, it's tough. But it's the three Jokers. It's a series that is really really cool if you know any of the Batman lore. And
yeah, that's Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok, right?
Yeah. Do you know what I don't want to do spoilers or anything.
No, I haven't. I remember when it was teased at years ago, and I still haven't read it, but I love both of those guys. I'm a huge fan of.
Well, if you guys don't want to know, I'm gonna avert your ears for a second. But there's a older comic, not older, but recent comic where Batman sits in the Morbius chair, which is supposed to be like the god of knowledge who knows everything.
Yep.
And it's he asks a question and he like freaks out because he gets an answer. He's like, no, that can't be. It turns out that the question that Batman asked was, who is the Joker? What Joker's like origin? And it turns out that the Joker that Batman's been fighting all these years is actually 3 different people, like this whole time. And I have an idea that I'm going to use all 3. They were all put out by McFarlane. And I'm going to I have the shot, like we were talking about having visualizations and shots in our head. I have this in my head that I need to get out soon.
You got to get him out. Awesome. That's so cool. And I remember the Mobius chair thing, though. I think was that Dark Side War?
Yeah, I think so.
End of New 52, I think.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
This is so awesome.
And you can see I printed out a bunch of cards that are little.
Yes.
That's going to be incorporated into the shop.
All right.
Those are going to be incorporated into the shop.
Coming soon. Awesome. All right, dude. That was like a really great journey that we just went on.
Yeah,
and
man.
I've got a bunch of questions from Instagram.
Okay.
So I every time I'll do one of these, I'll put up on Instagram and say, hey guys, throw some questions out for this wonderful guest that I'll be having, and you got a ton of questions. So,
right on.
So this first one here is a very deep question. Very, very deep question. So be prepared to answer this one.
Okay,
and
ready.
The question comes from Wilfie Stardust, and he asks, do you like Lego?
I don't want people to hate me.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, let us have it.
I don't want people to hate me, but I don't like what Legos become. If that makes any sense.
Definitely. And it's multimedia. Right.
And I'm dating myself and aging myself, but I used to back in the day, get just Lego and it was just boxes of Legos. And not $40-$50 sets for a small 4x4 block square patch that you build up a tiny house on.
Yeah, that's a very, very fair criticism. I would say that's very fair.
And that's my I like the heart of Lego,
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah. And what do you think of how it's just, there's just tons of animated Lego projects and video games?
You know what? I like that. I'm in the Lego movie, the Spaceman, the old Spaceman Lego, who finally gets to build a ship.
Right. Yep.
That's more me. The old school, if there was a Lego set, it was that. It was a spaceship. It wasn't the entire, it wasn't Hogwarts and a Quidditch field and, $4,000 worth of Lego that you had to spend to get everything.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's that's a very fair criticism, and when I was really young too, Lego was everything to me. I had my mom take pictures of me with my Lego stuff so I could get into Lego magazine, and I never got in, and now I'm not. I mean, I don't dislike Lego, but now I'm not really into it. So I wonder if that's I don't know. That's really interesting.
I'm very indifferent. Whenever I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything, but like whenever like people are like, oh, like if one of my kids gets Lego, like a Lego set for like a gift, I'm like, I give it back and I say return this, because it's too much. It's too much money to spend on such a small thing with little small pieces.
Wow.
That eventually it's just going to sit on a shelf. You know, I mean, my figures, my figures sit on a shelf too, but like, it's just, they're just, I don't know.
No, I get it. This was the right question to ask. This is great. Wilfie Stardust. It's almost as if you knew what was coming when you asked this.
Right.
So the next question.
That's my opinion.
No, I'm glad this came up. That was really very fair and making me think about Lego too. And I'm like, But so this next question is from Soulless Photography, and this is one that I think he legitimately just needs some help. He said, "I've always wanted to know how to resize vertical photos for Instagram."
That dude, I have that problem all the time.
Yeah.
I fight with that. Like I just did a photo for I did a photo for a local business in town, and sizing has always been an issue for me. Like when I go to print specifically, because I do a lot of print work. Like I'm in the camp of photography where I believe a lot of people nowadays just kind of just have their photos on their phones, and that's where they stay forever. So I like to print out a lot of stuff, you know, and I ran into a problem where I wanted to print this photo on an 18 by 20 canvas, I think, but I was having the biggest problem sizing it correctly so it didn't look distorted and there wasn't just stuff hanging off the edges or white area. So that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's for Instagram, I would just say you're gonna have to crop in tighter, probably, you know, because Instagram is square. It's like what, one to one, right? Something like that.
The longest that Instagram will let you post is 4x5.
Okay, so it's tough, man. I'd say crop in, like, you're the best you can, and you know, that's about it.
What I do is I just, every photo, because I like photos going long more than going wide.
Yep.
So anytime I approach a photo, I always make sure there's enough space on the top and the bottom for me to crop it later on, because it's sad, but my end goal most of the time when I take a photo is for Instagram, so I keep that in mind.
That's actually really smart. So I'd save myself a lot of headaches if I thought about my end goal like online, you know. But like I said, I fly by the seat of my pants most of the time.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, for sure. And Linda, same thing. She says take a photo with lots of space around, which will give you more room to cut.
100%, Linda.
Yeah, which stinks that you have to kind of almost compromise your photo for Instagram, but
well, that's why I like I said, I like to print stuff out. You know what I mean? Like when it's printed out and on my wall, and it's like I don't have to crop it, and it's the photo that I took. You know, like it's fun.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Whoa! I just saw RJ say there's a rumor Instagram's going 9x16 in the future, which is kind of insane.
9x16.
That's insane.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
If that's true, that's cool.
That's really long. All right. Well, then everybody will be good. If that's the case.
Everything will be perfect.
Cool. All right, Stubbs. That's awesome. Yeah.
Right on, man.
I feel like Instagram is getting a lot of heat lately, just with the stuff that they're doing. So I'm
sure
their
algorithm completely dying and like not promoting people and just all sorts of awfulness.
Yeah, it's just all sorts of stuff. So who knows? Maybe they're going to be making some changes, or maybe they're not. But
I'm up for that.
Wouldn't count on it. You never know what they're going to do. So this next question's from DJ Crinkly Bags. Thanks,
Right
DJ
on.
Crinkly Bags. He says, "What's the best lens for shooting 1/12 scale figures?"
I always say prime lenses. Any prime lens will do. You know, a prime lens with a really shallow depth of field, maybe like 1.4, 1.2. You have to be careful with that, though, I suppose. So, like, I shoot with an 85 millimeter. I shoot with 3 lenses. I shoot 35 millimeter f 1.4. I shoot with 85 millimeter f 1.8, and the nifty 50 50 millimeter f 1.8. So I'd say prime lens for sure. I don't really have anything against zoom lenses, but I think the best thing that I've learned from not only toy photography but from like wedding photography is you're always going to get better image quality and sharpness out of a prime lens.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
And you do the zooming yourself, you know.
You just want it.
Right. So I'd say stick between, if you're doing like a big wide shot of like a big environment, like you got a whole like a whole scene going on, and there's like fireworks and stuff going on and stuff like that, use 35 millimeter. But I'd say stick between 50 millimeter and 85 is your best bet to have like nice bokeh in the background and separation. Yeah. And that's I think that's it.
That's awesome. That's great insight. Figuring out which lenses to use is always something I'm thinking. And I've been using my 85 millimeter a lot lately, and I've been liking it a lot.
No, 85 is great. 85 is awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's got the medium, you know, like telephoto. It compresses everything, so it, you know, it gives it compresses it, but also like if it's a shallow depth of field, it gives like nice separation somehow.
It does a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, how much it does. Like I'll put the figure like this close together, but then like in the photo, so it's so interesting. And Darius says, "What is the nifty 50?" It's a 50 millimeter.
50 millimeter. Yep.
And that's kind of like
and it's cheap. It's a cheap lens. Like it's probably the cheapest prime lens you can get, and it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal lens. It's I think $150 new. Yeah, I'm speaking for Canon, so I don't know if Sony or Nikon has anything similar. I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, the Sony one I use is a 40 millimeter. That's f1.8, and it's almost the same. The same thing. Or sorry, it's f2.5. But but yeah, the nifty 50 is kind of like the nickname. Hey, go figure, go. How's it going, dude? Thanks for coming in. And JT Rawson, I do appreciate all of the love you're sticking in the live chat, my friend. I do. Everybody, for sure.
It's really cool to have all these people here. It really feels good, man.
It's so awesome, and yeah, we're so grateful for everyone to be here. You guys are amazing. So amazing answer to DJ Crinkly Bag's question. So this next question is from Johnny Gainjawifra. He says, "What you got on pre-order?" I had
the Blackest Night, the newest Blackest Night line that came out on pre-order. It was Fire, Deathstorm, Black Lantern, Superman, Black Lantern,
Batman is in there too.
Yep, and then it had and Kyle Rayner, and it came with a build-a-figure of Atrocitus. And I canceled it the last second because I was like, I don't know, and now I regret everything. And I really wish I hadn't canceled it. But nothing on pre-order right now. But they have a new wave of what was it that I was looking at? I can't remember right now. But yeah, nothing on pre-order right now. My daughter's just kind of peeking in.
Hey,
say hi. Yeah.
Hi.
She's the one that helps me with everything.
You're an amazing helper.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. But yeah, nothing on pre-order right now, unfortunately.
That wave, that was the first time I've ever considered pre-ordering an entire wave.
I know, I almost did. I almost did, man. It was because just for that Atrocitus is super awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And Jorge says, is the live chat with different toy photographers going to be a weekly thing? Yeah, seems like it so far. It's been really amazing. Anyone that has joined like this Dork Master tier that I have on like the YouTube membership gets to come on, and it's been absolutely amazing. So Will, thank you again, dude, for everything and being on here. You're so
absolutely
awesome. And Jorge too. There's basically a whole library to binge of these toy
a lot of really
interviews.
A lot of really great interviews and a lot of really good you can learn a lot from these people. I just love it, man. I love this whole community. Like that's another reason that I love toy photography, is the community is so awesome and they're so out to help each other
so much. And every time I've talked with anybody on one of these, I've always learned something.
Go figure. Go just said My Chemical Romance fans in the house. You go to my Instagram and you can see me breaking the news to my daughter that I'm taking her to the show that happened in Albany the other day. She thought we weren't going to go, and I convinced her we weren't going, and then I told her we were, and she basically had a complete and total meltdown, and it was awesome.
I saw the videos. It was cute. Yeah, it was really cute. Yeah, it looks like she had a great time. That's great. Next question from Johnny as well. He says, how many figures you have in your collection?
Right now, I don't know. I think between 10 to 20, I'd say. No, it's over 10. It's 15 to 25, I'd say. I'm looking at, they're like lined up here and then over here, and then they're in the other room, and then they're everywhere. But I'd say right now between 15 and 25. Awesome. And I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to whittle that number down, because I think I want to sell all my current figures besides my dope custom that Paul did for me, and I want to switch over to like the 1/12 scale.
Yeah.
With like because I mean that's Mezco, that's Mayfax, that's everybody is 1/12 scale, you know. So
some good stuff here, and the thing with those is that's really tough too is once they come out and the pre-order's done, it's like the price just like
exactly
triple. It's just like, come on, man. Oh, and so Mile High Plastic Guy says just followed.
Yeah, no, that's awesome,
Heck
dude.
Yeah. Yes, and if you're
that's
not,
cool.
if you're not, you need to be following this.
That's
guy
wicked
right
cool,
here.
man. That's wicked cool. I appreciate that.
William Wise, right here. So at the beginning of the stream, he had 645 followers. Now he's at 653.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
All right, so next question. You got a bunch of questions here, and so
I'll try to answer faster.
No, this is great. No, please, the answers you're giving are amazing. So Johnny again says, "Are you in credit card debt like me because of collecting?" LOL.
No, I yes and no, but I try to stay within my means. Here's a tip for everyone that I would suggest to anyone and everyone. There's an app called Zip. It used to be QuadPay, but it's ZipPay now, and it lets you buy things over 4 weeks. Over 6 weeks. Sorry. So it's like you pay a down payment, and then it's like broken into 4 payments. So like a $40-$50 figure gets turned into like $15 every 2 weeks, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
And it lines up with my pay schedule. So you can easily get multiple figures and only be paying a small amount over a month.
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's the only way I've been able to buy Hot Toys is because...
Yeah, Hot Toys, I don't even think of it. I try not to even look at Hot Toys because I'm like, I'll never have that.
Don't do it, man. And hey, Emerald Knight, I see you in there. Thanks for being here, dude. The sideshow.com has their... that's built in right onto their website, so you can pay per month. So
I imagine it is, because their figures, they're gorgeous, but my God.
Who's gonna drop that much of right on the zip?
And I don't pay interest that way, actually. They charged like a $5 fee in the beginning, So like you pay the initial payment plus like $5, and then you're good. And then you can do just auto pay, and it's awesome. And I've gotten a bunch of figures that way. That's how I got my Strange Supreme. He was like $35 from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, nice.
And I wound up paying like $8 every 2 weeks.
That's so cool. And does the does that $5 fee increase if it's more?
No, it stays the same. I mean, your initial down payment matches the payments you make over the 4 weeks, right? So like, if it's like a $400 item, you're gonna pay around $100 every 2 weeks, but that's it.
Awesome.
So it's like, you know, it's very doable if you get paid every 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah, that's I should start doing that. And Go Figure Go sends a super chat, dude. It says Toys in Action vendors assemble. Heck yeah,
man.
Yeah, Go Figure Go had an awesome table at Toys in Action. And dude, last time I joined one of your live streams, I tried to send you a super chat, but it wasn't even available for me on your YouTube thing yet. And I was like, come on, I wanted to return the favor. So dude, you're awesome. Thanks for sending that in, man. So next question is from Mad and I Photography, or
okay.
Mad Anya Photography. That's what I'm guessing. It says, how long does custom foaming take to make a mountain or landscape backdrop for a set?
Well, I can tell you how long that my brick wall took, and it was at least 2 hours of cutting. Very intricate, very tedious cutting.
Definitely.
And it was by the end of it, it hurt. My hand was like very cramped up, and like it takes a long time because it's very, you have to like, you know, just I think I counted up all the lines I cut, and it was like 450 cuts into this piece of board, and it took some time. I'm not entirely sure for mountains or landscape, but I would imagine it's even longer because that's I guess you can get a little messy with that, but
yeah, I'm not super familiar either with that.
Not with mountains or landscapes or anything like that, but I can tell that brick wall took at least 2 hours just to make the initial cuts on. So
Mad Anya Photography. You know who I'd ask for that question? Who I know who has made some really cool mountain dioramas is Visual Approach Photo. Ask him. Because I saw he had one at Toys in Action that was big and tall on his table.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was so cool. And I'm pretty sure he's made some new ones recently that he posted about. So definitely ask him. He's a great guy too. So
yeah, super awesome.
Definitely. And J2 Films in the live chat actually asked, do you have a day job?
Yeah,
night job?
I do, but it's overnight job. It's I just, you know, I work at this gas station near my house. It's really super duper convenient, and I work overnights there. And our town, I live in Cobleskill, and it's honestly really dead here. So I just spend most of my time thinking up ways of like I'm gonna shoot when I can shoot. And yeah, I have a night job, a day job, so to speak.
That's cool. So it's right by your house. Can you like walk there?
Oh yeah, it's literally. I get in my car and I'm 1 minute away.
Wow,
Less than probably 30 seconds.
That's so convenient.
Yeah, it's nice. It's super nice.
That's so awesome. Well, cool. That's great. Next is from Fred, who's been here in the live chat for a while. We kind of talked about it already for a while.
Yep. Diorama's coming along. I still want to do, like I said, there's some details on the concrete I want to do, but the next wall I want to do a rolling shutter door, you know, and I have a way that I'm going to do that. It's going to be, I'm learning as I go, and it's because of people like Insightful Imagery and Random Diorama that I'm like learning how to do this stuff. And, you know, I would love to get a 3D printer. That might be, actually my next purchase is going to be a hot wire cutter. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen one of those, that's how people make those really nice cuts into the foam, nice and clean. and I'm probably going to pick one of those up before I pick up a 3D printer. But yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. I hope it's done by like early. My birthday is on December 3rd, and I want it to be completely done by then.
Oh, you got that. You definitely
Yeah,
got that.
yeah.
For sure. Hey, Jordan, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. And one thing I've seen with a lot of people making, or okay, maybe once or twice, making brick walls. There's like a 3D printed, almost like a stamp that you use, and you just kind of like stamp it into the foam.
That would save a lot of time.
Maybe you can find that on Etsy or something.
I should really look that up because that would save so much time. Linda, that's exactly what I'm doing. She said the rolled doors, cardboard, remove the outer layer, and it gives you the corrugated look, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hit you up, go figure, too. But yeah, that Linda's corrugated, that's exactly what I have. I already have it cut to size and ready to go.
Awesome. Cool. You guys are being really great in the live chat. Thanks for
Heck yeah, man.
All right, so this is from Nutty Bakers. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm going to call him Nutty Bakers. Says, what inspired you to start toy photography? We kind of talked about this a little bit, but.
Well, I've always been a huge comic book fan, and I've always loved toys. And then, chocolate, peanut butter kind of came together, and the pandemic, and it just kind of happened, and I love it. I love it so much. It's like when I can create something that like that, the Batman scene where he's with the sand and stuff. Like, I just love that so much. So, and good. I have that one printed out and put up on my wall too. And it's like,
oh, nice.
Oh yeah, dude. I print out all my favorite photos, and I blow them up 24 by 36. I don't have a clear wall in my house.
Yeah, that's great. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? This was the last question I had from Instagram. If anybody has any other questions, throw them in the live chat. I love. Yeah. Just please throw them in there. Get some toy photography or not. Let us have it. Mm-hmm. Something good.
Literally any question I'm open to.
One question I'm going to ask you though that I'd love to ask is what character or whatever that does not exist in figure form, at least recently or whatever. What would you love to see made into a figure? And you can do a deep DC dive if you want, because I'm all there for that.
Okay, well, that's putting me on the spot, so I kind of have to think about that for a second. There's a lot of really great figures out there, man. What might be kind of funny is maybe I don't know if two things I just thought of would be really cool. Maybe John McClane from Die Hard, if that's never been made. I don't know if it has.
Not that I know of, but that would be really cool.
The only Bruce Willis figure I know that's ever existed is the one from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay.
And then maybe Steve Urkel.
I could see NECA doing both of those.
That's what I'm saying. I know. There's they have Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura. Yep. And they have Doc Brown. I think those would both be really fantastic figures.
Yeah, the Ace Ventura. I was so mad I didn't pick up the first one they came out with.
Yeah.
I'm so mad I didn't get him. But the likeness for Jim Carrey's face wasn't as I didn't think it was as up to par that NECA usually did, and that might have been why I didn't do it. But if I see it in a store again, I'm grabbing it for sure.
Right on.
J2 says, what is your favorite figure that you own of all the...
Well, I just picked up, I've slowly started to make the switch over to Marvel Legends and stuff, because I'm getting away from McFarlane just because of the scaling size, and there's just so much more with 6 figures, 1/12. I have this, I just picked up the new Wolverine with the superheated claws, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But my favorite figure is still this one that Paul did for me.
Yeah.
Just because
that's so cool.
It's so freaking cool, and it's super posable, and it's got the wire cape, and he did such an amazing job on it. Probably this Batman, this Batman right here, absolutely cool, from the 3 Jokers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. That figure is so nice. And Jorge in the live chat says, you may have already addressed this, and I'm late to the chat, but what's your favorite toy line?
Right. Meaning
Yeah, I would think toy brand.
Specific runs? Like specific runs or brand like
I would say toy line so Hasbro makes Marvel Legends, like that would
right.
be right.
McFarlane makes the multiverse stuff. Well, if you were to look at my collection, the answer would be McFarlane, right? But that's only because proximity to me. My Walmart, they don't carry many Marvel Legends figures, and it's mostly been DC multiverse stuff. It's a tie between McFarlane and the Legends, because they're both just so cool.
Yeah.
And it's DC and Marvel, and they're right. they're my things that I love.
One thing that's great about McFarlane is you can always find him in store.
Right.
You can always find him in store.
But then the problem is right now there's a specific figure I'm looking for, and it's only on appearing. It's a new gold label figure that seems to only be appearing on the West Coast, and it's the Dark Flash from the Dark Knights Metal series, and it's so cool. If you get a chance, look it up, and it's like the Black Racer. It's like Zombie Flash, and he's like,
yeah,
it's so cool.
I've seen him in. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, he's
really great.
No idea where I'm going to find him. No idea where I can find him. So,
well, next time I see him, I'll let you know, because we're not.
Dude, if you see that guy, pick him up and I will pay you back.
Yeah, I think I saw him at a Walmart actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I think all of the gold label is all Walmart exclusive. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So maybe that was it.
Hey, if you see it, pick it up and I'll pay you back with interest.
No, dude, I definitely will.
Appreciate that.
And so Go Figure Go has a question. He says, do you own a Dremel?
I do not own a Dremel. I don't own anything besides a X-Acto blade and a snap, a snap blade. You know what I mean? Like one that you can extend and it has a little bit of flex to it. I should probably get a Dremel, and I want to get a Dremel, and I want to get, for my diodes, I want to get a Dremel, and I want to get a like I said, the hot wire cutter.
Right. Yeah.
So I can get those smooth. Because man, I'll tell you, when you're cutting the 24 inches, and it has to be a straight, steady line without bending.
Right. Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough, Definitely. Honestly.
I think.
But if I get a hot wire cutter and just push it through, and you can make thin little strips to make door frames and stuff. It's awesome.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Fred's comment.
I see that.
We'll just leave it there. But I'm pretty sure both of those tools are pretty inexpensive at you can find them at Walmart, and I think Dremel...
I know the hot wire is $143 because I want the bent one. I want the one that I set up on. It's almost like a bandsaw or whatever, where you can push it through and cuts like that. T-squared, yes. Go Figure Go said. Yeah, okay. T-square, absolutely, 100%. I need to get one of those.
Awesome. All right, this is great. Thanks for helping me, guys. This is awesome.
Heck yeah, man.
One of the question I want to ask, and I love asking this question, is where do you see yourself as a toy photographer in 5 years?
That's an awesome question, man. Probably in 5 years, I would say I'd like to have the majority of my collection be, I want to be that's a tough question, man. That's tough. I don't know. I hadn't thought that far ahead. I'm very impulsive. I'd like to expand my whole, I'd like to grow on Instagram. I'd like to, get more. I would love I don't know how likely or common it is, but to work with like companies like Marvel or Hasbro, or NECA, like doing some of their box art, stuff like that, promo art.
Totally.
That's like the dream, right? Like working for one of those companies and doing that. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I if you keep doing everything you're doing, I think you're absolutely 1,000,000% going to be there. And I know for a fact that companies like NECA and those guys, they're very, very conscious of everything on the toy photography on Instagram, and they definitely grab people from
Right
there.
on. That's awesome.
There was one, I don't remember who it was, but and they told me to keep it like on the DL, so it's a good thing I don't remember their name exactly.
Right.
But they were like, hey, just want to let you know that like I just got a job with McFarlane.
That's fucking
taken, and I was just like, wow, that's like incredible. That's so cool.
That's so cool.
So
that is so cool.
It's 1,000,000% possible, and
yeah, man.
I think the more toy. Sorry, what do you say?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say it's tough sometimes because you're typically your own worst critic. So it's like I see so many talented, super talented artists on like Instagram and online everywhere. It's like it's hard to see the forest through the trees sort of deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think I could do it, man. I would love to. I would love to.
Of course,
yeah.
And the more toy photography I think grows, the more opportunities like that will come, because people, the companies will know the value in toy photography, and then it's like, okay, well, we need some of that. So it'll be good for everybody, including them, to do that for sure.
Right on. That's cool. Yeah, but that's my answer. Hopefully working for one of those guys.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's awesome. That's so cool, and that's a really great goal to have. And I think that's a very great, and like that's so much closer than people I think realize. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And Trippin' with Toy says, and this comment is very much an explanation of your name too. It says, in 5 years I see myself in deep credit card debt and homeless because of toys. So
they'll have his figures to keep him company. They'll have their figures to keep him company though, so that's cool.
That's true. There you go. And Snapface response is homeless but surrounded by action figures. And just make sure you have a box for your toys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so good. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you, man.
Right on, man.
And, no, we have one question.
Okay.
No, you want to come and ask? Okay. What's the question? She forgot the question. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
It's coming.
Right on.
It's gonna be something good, I'm assuming.
Massive, earth-shattering.
If you could only choose one article of clothing to wear for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Could you hear that?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Said, if you could only choose one article of clothing to wear for the rest of your life, what would that be?
A hat.
A hat. All right.
Yeah. Because
naked with a hat.
So just the hat.
Yeah.
Just the hat.
Yeah. Here, see. Look, this is why.
That's a head is beautiful. Why would you cover it up with a hat?
Beanies all day. Beanies every day, all day, forever.
Heck yeah. In the winter. There's nothing.
No, in the summer too.
Yeah, he's totally aware. He's like, yeah,
okay.
I know. I would choose the hat.
Okay.
Beanies all day, every day, forever.
There's nothing more comfortable than wearing a beanie in the winter.
Or the summer, because when you're bald, because it's embarrassing.
The summer. No, come on, man. It's your head is beautiful from top to bottom.
Thank you.
With or without.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man.
And trust me, we're all getting there. All of us. I mean,
dude, I started. Listen, I got there when I was 16. Okay, so.
And Linda says Sirdork sells beanies, and thank you, Linda, for the plug. Yes, I did just.
Sirdork sells beanies. I might have to pick one up, man. I actually was looking. I love that design. I absolutely do. I saw that hat that you're wearing right now. You took some pictures, like some promo photos for that stuff. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I put a lot of. I spent a lot of time on my computer learning and figuring stuff out to make it. I'm super. Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate that because.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was proud of that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, dude, thank you so much for being on here. I think,
Oh yeah, bud.
despite the technical difficulties, things
It
worked out
worked.
pretty good.
I told you, like I said, adapt and survive, man.
Yep. Yes. And so OBS Studio, we got some figuring out to do with all these updates. So that's my.
Thanks, Closet.
What I'll do.
Closet Star Wars Freak said, "Dope They Live" sweater. Yeah, I love this. This is one of my favorite.
Oh, nice.
So watch TV.
Sweet. All right. Well, nice.
Yeah.
Closet Star Wars Freak. Awesome. And hey, Focus Trooper, I see you too, man. Thanks for being here. Levi, thanks for being here, buddy. But no, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, man.
I learned so much just for talking to you. I hope everyone else learned as much as I did and enjoyed this as much as I did. You are the man. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, bud.
Anything else you want to plug or talk about or say before we
Not really. Just go follow me on Instagram, WilliamWise518, and keep shooting and keep doing stuff and keep elevating it.
Heck yeah, man. I love that. Love that. Oh, I clicked on something. Anyway, all right. So, make sure you're following Will at WilliamWise right there. And have a great night, man. Everyone else who's watching, have a great night. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. And,
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'll see everybody later on. See ya.
Have a good one, guys.